Hello. Okay. Let me set up the chat. Okay, it's cool. Okay. So I did make some changes with AI, and mm, there are a bunch of things that I have to fix. So first, let's see where we are. So it's a circle in the middle of the screen, and I can just go with it right and left. There is a little bit of delay. Um, like it's not as for some reason it's not as fast as how we have it in Raylib. And I understand why there is such a delay. There are two things to fix. So the first thing is this delay that it has. I don't know how to fix that. Okay, so I think I know what to do. Okay. So first I have to go to my tick function. And then here I don't think I need any of this. Oh, here in app, I will define layer velocity for now. It's 0, 0. And then when I check for event, I will do key press. Okay, this one can be commented. So now instead of that, I will do player velocity. And then this should be minus. That's positive. This is also negative. Positive because it's we are in WebGPU, and this is negative. Okay. And then I have to put key release here. Release. Okay, and what it does, if it's the right or left, it just makes it 0. Up or down. Okay. I think I have to put the input tracking system where, for example, here, if it's release of the left and right is not pressed, right? Or I can just put and yeah, the velocity is negative. It's positive. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Okay. Try. Oh no, it's not gonna move. I forgot something. Here in tick function here, so I have to set app the player dot position was equal to f the player velocity. Okay, now this should. Okay, very good, but it's just a little bit too fast. So how can I decrease this speed? Can put 0.5. Too slow. No. Okay, and then okay, what's the size of window, by the way? Where did I define? Where is the definition of window size? Okay. Window size. Oh, background. I want it to be black. Background color. I defined background color somewhere. Sky blue background. Just change it to PG color. Yeah, and make them all 0. PG color. Okay. And then what? Aspect ratio. So how to do aspect ratio here? Check main.zig. No, there's nothing there. No. Window core.windows. Get value window ID. Create buffer. Oh, that's the player buffer. How do you set the size of window here? Mm, now I have to fix aspect ratio. Okay, so we had to create a uniform buffer for player. I think I have to create a shape for player. Because player might have other information as well. I don't know how to send those things. Mach Engine objects. Okay, I define struct with some health and damage. Many list of objects as they alike using different fields. Objects are fully addressable. It's possible to walk over all the mock modules in the program, reflect on mock objects, on which objects they have, data types, create, destroy object, inspect object values, etc. All at runtime, which is essential enabling debug GUI tooling. The programming language, network, object serialized to disk, etc. Like master struct is It's not a dynamic array of structs, it actually stores all of the fields of the object independently. Multi-elements, okay. So internally, it's as if there were a list of health of the objects and another, okay. Padding between struct fields. Manipulates a single object like how Java programmers might. We instead prefer store all objects in a big array that operates over all of them at once. This can massively improve performance by improving the odds that objects are in CPU, reducing function call overheads and more. Are restricted from having arbitrary arguments, in part to encourage you to write functions that operate on many objects at once. Modules that communicate through objects. Okay. Uh, just to show you what I'm reading, it's the Mach Engine. Integer identifier containing a ton of information in them. Object, or which module it came from, is from its ID. Is iterate all objects, which you can do. Which implement to the component system. It's worth noting that the Mach subject system is not an entity component system. It solves a lot of the same problems. We would argue with better trade-offs, but it has the key difference from common ECS approach. One key difference is that with an ACS, you have objects with arbitrary components, struct fields attached to them. This can actually present a challenge when working with objects. You don't have the great way to say, oh, the button must have both a text label and a position. Component bundle. But when getting an individual object, you then still don't have a great way to say it has to have both components as a rigid data type. Okay, coordinate system. It uses the WebGPU coordinate system. Okay, now I can add it to player, but I don't like it. Aspect F32. Okay, how do we get the window width and okay, window that width and okay. Now here, there app that layer that oh no, sorry, app that aspect is equal to, where do you put as F32? Like, what's What's the type of window that's with 2F32 window that's with K with defined to F32? Sir, wait. Hmm. Can I do it like this? There's a value F32. 32 is not const, this is fn. Public fn f I32. Hi, what's up? Welcome to chat. Okay. Now I want to send this aspect to my manual code that ain't vibe code, my boy. No, I'm asking at the same, so I don't show it in the script, but I also ask questions from AI, so it's kind of vibe coding, I guess. I mean, I don't exactly know how is it like, because I do manual coding from time to time. I try to learn stuff, but that doesn't mean that I don't ask questions from AI, and I try sometimes even I copy paste some of the parts of the code from AI and stuff. But I try to understand them, like because sometimes, yeah. So I don't exactly know what's the difference, but I think it should be the same. Yeah. Keep it okay. Thank you. We'll have to buffer plug in the shader. Why? So I'm asking AI how to send this variable, and I don't understand why they're just suggesting me all the time to add padding for WebGPU. I think we are fine, mate. Vibe coding is the worst term that has been created in a long time. Okay. Welcome to the chat, Adam. I mean, it's just a term to suggest that AI is being used. Like, I don't know how else you could refer to that. Like saying that, okay, I'm asking also AI for help, because you have to say it like in, I think in the videos in YouTube and stuff, you have to be honest with people that I'm not creating the whole code by myself. I'm asking questions, even though I might not show everything in the video. I'm coding using AI, I guess. I mean, it's not just coding. I'm also trying to learn and stuff. Yeah, I guess it's a good idea maybe for next title. Or I can just add learning WebGPU for something, and then at the end I will put in brackets using AI. It doesn't make me want to smack things, though. I mean, if you want to smack things, then I think you have to change your view on. It's just a term. It's wide. It's nothing too serious. Learning as you go, not following the AI, not understanding. Well, uh, it depends. Like, because so for example, when you're asking AI questions, like many times they're making mistakes, and it's really painful, especially with some of the AIs. Like I've used Gemini. Gemini has this issue that is really stubborn, and it presses like, okay, I'm telling you, like I tell Gemini, okay, you're making mistake. Either your versions are wrong or not. You're not updated. You have to fix this. Especially with Zig, this happens a lot. And then yeah, there is this issue with Gemini that I don't see it with ChatGPT and Claude. Like ChatGPT accepts immediately, and at least tries to be going differently. I was kidding. Okay, I'm a really noob on understanding sarcasm and jokes in general. I take things serious. Some things. Okay. So now I want to do. So, for example, now there is something that I don't understand. Here I've defined a a constant. I mean, a struct player. So this player has how many bytes is this position? It's like 4 bytes. That's like 8 bytes, and then this radius is also another 4 bytes. That's 12 bytes. And Gemini suggests me to add a padding for another 4 bytes here for some reason. And I don't understand why. And then I asked Claude, and Claude didn't suggest any padding. And I have no idea which one is correct. for work. When one start making mistake, I change models and VS Code. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, changing model is really useful. Yeah, from time to time I also do that. But it means also you have to, I mean, you have to be paying a lot of money just to have all of them together. Um, so here is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to, because I'm trying to learn how to do this uniform thing. And I'm not gonna define it as a struct, right? Should I define them as a struct? I don't know. I can try. Okay, so this is, so it needs to change group, I guess. One, finding, I have absolutely no idea. Yeah, I'm gonna put for now one, I have to check again. It's a uniform. Ah, work pays for it. Oh, that's good. That's a cool thing. Aspect, F32. Okay. Okay, now I have to check for what should be the values for binding and group. I think the group is different because the aspect ratio only changes when you change the resolution, right? But the player position could change frame by frame, no? We have to have it updated every frame. Um, there are like two different types of variables that could change in different timings. I'm gonna head off with programming, Matt. You're doing well. Thank you. Thank you for being here. 9:38 in Australia, and I'm ready for bed. See ya. See you. Have a good night. Okay. I think that's it. No. Let me go check. Okay, if I check it here, for example, with the player stuff, patient, there's the vertex index, there's position, and we go through all of them one by one. Pixel is inside the circle. Okay, vertex info, gentlest player, that's R, plus. Scale this thing by player radius. See your progress. Thank you. Yeah. Bye. Have a good night. Yeah. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it a lot. Scale positions 0 and 1. And then there is the UV. UV is in, we just send the vertex info. Let's see. I mean, I see, but I don't. But that doesn't mean that I completely understand what is happening. So I can just use it now, no? And then I want to do um, x global.aspect. Group 0.1. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, instead of defining it as F32, I can have a struct here. Which is globals. And we'll put the aspect there. It should be group 0 apparently. Finding 1, globals. Okay. Now what? So now I have to somehow make player position that x, I guess, divided by aspect ratio. Is that correct? Location, that's the position. Okay, after the calculation. Okay, so it's proposing me to do it here. Scale position x. Should I multiply it or not? It should be divided, right? Okay, now I have to go to app.zig and I can do globals, 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 defining globals, const global struct, it's a 32 aspect, and then okay, we should remove the error for initialization. I'm gonna just put, I'm gonna add stuff to it later. So now I have to add uniform buffer for this Okay, app.uniform buffer window device create buffer player uniform buffer uniform true, copy destination true, player map.creation false. App.globals player data. I should have a uniform buffer for okay app.uniform buffer. Oops. And then it's window that device that create buffer some ampersand. Okay. Okay, so okay, it's almost exactly the same thing. Hopefully this is gonna work. Now I have to create okay uniform buffer differ bind group release. So we don't do uniform buffer release now. Oh no, okay. This is wrong because this is just yeah, the uniform buffer is the same variable and I'm just assigning to this variable twice. So only the second one would work. How should I do this? Ah, I see. Okay, uniform buffer. I defined uniform buffer. Okay, I see. I have to do it here. Globals. And then these two also here. Uniform buffer. Um, globals buffer. And the bind group, I don't. Oh no, we need a bind group here. Bind group. Okay, globals bind group. Globals bind group. Okay, here I have to put um, frame bind group, I guess. And then instead of that, in there is uniform buffer. I'm gonna add make this frame buffer. Okay. And the player position should be in this frame buffer. I see now. Okay, I see why objects are needed. I see. Okay. So now I have to change player. I should remove it and add some object. Um, I see. And they have to be, so I'm gonna create the object player. Right, that's it. No. Let me go see some of the examples here. Oh, what is this? Okay, I'm gonna go through their examples, I guess. Try to custom render. Do they have something that they add objects and they render that object? Maybe I should go to their Discord and ask this question, like how to do this. Fit value, buffer view. Go to release. Pass render, pass release. Okay, so buffers are objects. We can add them as objects, right? Where do you define them? Okay, I don't understand. How do you use your objects? Can you give me some example? Okay, analyzing Mach object integration. Let me go to core. Debugging, Linux, Windows. Yeah, I don't know how to. That is earlier. It is new. I think as a game engine, Unity Godot. Memory IDs and components free, however, you're currently using Mach core game engine yet. The graphical platform name. You own your memory. You decide GPU, you control that by buffer. Memory raw structs are better for you right now. Learning how WebGPU works, findings, buffer shader using raw structs is much better because transparency is exactly how it is. Oh, okay, I see. Object into the system when you have 1,000 plus items that are roughly identical, such as woods, enemies, particles, tiles. Okay, so for example, for player, we don't have to create an object. Object system is needed for, yeah, tiles, for example, platforms. Like when we are trying to put everything in, like when we have thousands of one type of object. I see. Uniform buffers would be slow. You would instead use a storage buffer. Giant array on the GPU and send all 1000 objects in one big list. I see. Okay. Okay. So defining these things is okay. Frame buffer, frame bind group. Okay. There is the player, there's a player velocity. And then here, player, I mean for now. Yeah, I will just leave it as uniform buffer. And what was this one? Uniform bind group. Okay, I'm not gonna change that. Okay, so globals buffer, global bind group. We have it now. We have to add here uniform bind group, uniform buffer. And this is okay. This is uniform bind group global. Yeah, okay, all of them are undefined. You can actually say globals globals, yeah, and just remove this. Okay. Okay. Now here, this is not uniform buffer. That's a uniform buffer. This is globals buffer. That I'm defining. Well, I have to put release for them, I think, no? Defer uniform buffer release. Defer globals buffer release. Okay. Find group layout entries. Oh, okay, so this is binding 0. I can do now binding 1. Visibility true for uniform. This is has dynamic offsets false. This is globals. Okay. In the device create bind group. The device that create bind group. Okay, what's happening here? Group layout, release, bind group. And then here we create bind group layout. And then here we're creating bind group label player bind group. Let me check. I have to separate them, or I see. So we first create the buffer, bind group layouts. Okay. And then so first here I have to put binding one. This is global buffer. Zero, and this is globals. Okay. So this is bind groups. I guess. Layout, and in the layout I have to, okay, layout is the same. So it's okay to have layout, not necessarily bind group layouts. Okay, and then here there is, so globals bind group, we don't need it anymore. And this is not a uniform bind group, this is just a bind group. So I will put it here, separate. This is just a bind group. Buffer, buffer, bind group, okay. So now it should be okay, no? Let's see if there is an error. Okay, there is some error somewhere. U32, wow, okay. To make some more sense, U, this is U, and this is U. Sorry. 32, 32, 32, 32. 32, 32. Okay, try. There's another error. No field name global find group. Where is it? It's here. Okay, it runs and I see a black screen. I don't see the player though. It doesn't draw the player. So okay, I will first update the code in GitHub, but I think it's time for me to go eat. I will be back in 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. Okay. Adding aspect ratio. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you haven't already done it. It would help us a lot. And yeah, see you again. Have a good day, night, wherever you are. See you. Bye bye.